Good morning. Welcome. My name is Sally Myers, and I am the founder of the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program, and I am excited to be here this morning. It's our very first program of the year. And the first thing I want to say is for all of you, once you have your breakfast and have enjoyed it, you're welcome. If you have your back facing the front here, you're welcome to turn your chair around because we don't want to be responsible for that chiropractor visit that you're going to have to go to later today. So with that, I'd like to ask all of you to please stand. And Cameron Park with Student Venture, who's been with our program for 26 years, is going to lead us in our prayer. And then I'm not sure if we have our special representative from the city, but if they're here, because I haven't seen you, then I'd like for Mr. Ritter, our superintendent of Temecula Valley Unified School District, to please lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Cameron.
Well, good morning. Can I just say, is anybody else excited it's not 90 degrees at 8 a.m.? Is it a beautiful morning, right? Amen. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this morning. Lord God, we do thank you for the beautiful weather. We thank you for the coolness of the morning. And Lord, I pray that you would just bless us now, Father. Be with us, Lord, as we are part of this program. We're so thankful for it. Jesus, to be here to celebrate these students who have just thus far in this year, as it's just beginning, have accomplished so much. Not only this year, but all their years, Father. We thank you for them and their spirit, their character, just their knowledge of learning, their thirst for life and all that they've done. Father, I pray that you would bless them as they continue to plan and prep for life beyond high school. Lord, as they make decisions in regards to college and university, that you would give them the wisdom and discernment they need, Lord, and be with them wherever they go. Jesus, we're thankful for the teachers in this room, for the administrators, for the district representatives and all the other dignitaries, Father, who have been such a strong support to these students. We pray, Father God, that you would continue to go with them and be with them throughout their school year as well. Lord, we love you and thank you for this morning. Be with us now. In your name we pray. Amen.
Good morning and welcome. Will you please join with me in recognizing this wonderful country we live in and the freedoms that we have by saluting our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Cameron, thank you for that wonderful prayer. And I just want to add, we have a very special person in our Student of the Month program that's been part of us, Ken Calvert's representative, Brenda Denstadt. Many of you know her. And since we are a group that prays here in the morning, I want you to please pray for her daughter, Leanne. And she just came down with spinal meningitis. And I think she's in her second year at ASU, and she's back at school. Brenda's with her. But it's just really tough when you see our kids going through such challenging times. So please keep her in your prayers, and I know you will, so we appreciate that. So our program, we're celebrating 26 years of honoring outstanding students in Temecula. And this was our first program. So it was exciting. When we began, we were a very small organization. We had Temecula Valley High School, and we had the Linfield Christian School, and we had our alternative programs. And then over the course of the years, we have added so many wonderful schools to our organization. And the great thing about this program was the catalyst for many other programs. So from there, we moved into Murrieta, up to Lake Elsinore, Paris Menifee. We had friends from Fallbrook start a program. Vista's now started a program. Hemet started a program. Banning Beaumont started a program. And Moreno Valley now has a program. And it's all because of what this great community has started. And I just appreciate how much that vision that we had to be able to honor students has moved on to other communities as well. So I want to thank you for that. For all of our parents, it's really important that you know how your son or daughter was selected. And we have a mission statement. We are a nonprofit organization, and the mission statement is the same today as it was 26 years ago. And it is truly how your son or daughter was selected. And I'd like to share that with you. So we're a local recognition program that honors outstanding college-bound seniors for their character, their love of learning, how they juggle numerous activities from campus activities to athletics to community service, or how maybe some students have persevered through challenging life circumstances. But it's all in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and free enterprise. And it's important to know that your son or daughter was not selected just because they have a laundry list of great activities or community service, which we know they do, or their grades, but it's who they are as a person. It's their passion. It's what sets them apart. It is really what distinguishes them from other students. So we gather at Student of the Month to be able to share, rejoice in the stories of these great students. In the 26 years now that we have been honoring students, we've honored probably about 8,000 students, give or take. And you might think, wow, that is a lot of students. Well, it is. And that's between all the 4 programs that are under my nonprofit, which is Temecula, Murrieta, Lake Elsinore, and Paris Menifee. But when you think about the number of students that go to each of those schools and are in those districts, that's a huge number. You're just a very small select group. So we really appreciate and admire you very much. So with that, I want to introduce our students to you now. And so I'm going to ask our principals and teachers and families to stand when I call upon your names. So with Chaparral High School, our principal is Nicole Deas, and our student is Michaela Renner. And your family and mentor, teacher, and mom and dad, all of you, please stand, because we want to give you a great round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you. Our next school is Great Oak High School, and Oak Grove's in Marietta. So sorry, I see Oak and I go all these different places. So Great Oak High School, and our principal is Amy Ricken, and our student is Michelle Alexandra Demirs. So if your family and mentor, teacher, and mom and dad would please stand. So we want to give you a great round of applause. And I have to say, I always love the smiles of parents. From Rancho Vista High School, our principal, Reggie Ingram. So I know, is Reggie Mr. Reggie?
Mr. Ingram.
Oh, hello. So tell me your name.
Courtney Evans.
Courtney, thank you very much. So Courtney Evans, and our student is Matthew Gomez. And Matthew, you and your family and mentor teacher, please stand. Congratulations. Thank you. And Courtney, you get to stand up again because you're also representing Susan H. Nelson. And our student is Catherine Boucher. So Catherine, good morning to you. And your family and mentor teacher, please stand. Congratulations. Thank you. And from the Linfield Christian High School, our principal, Holly Wilson, and our student, Nathan Underwood, and your family and mentor teacher. Congratulations to you. And I just discovered, Nathan, that your mom and dad also graduated from Linfield, so that's pretty cool. And Temecula Valley High School, our principal, Alan Williams, with Glyneth Liu, and your family and mentor teacher. Congratulations to you this morning. So thank you very much. Our program is endorsed and we partner very closely with the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce, which they are a total blessing to our program. And I'd like to introduce to you this morning Lori Mafuro. She is with Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and she has some special words that she wants to share with you this morning. Thank you. Good morning.
morning, everybody. We are so proud to be part of this organization. It started as, what did we say, 1993. And we have seen many, many students go through this program and come back here and give to the community, as we hope that you do the same. But I know it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and there is that special something in your heart that just goes out and says, I'm striving for more, I'm striving for better, and that's what you students have done, and that's what your parents have actually focused on, providing you that foundation. And we're really proud to be part of that. What I want to give you today is you're going to be receiving from us is this wonderful little certificate from the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce for all your efforts, and also going out to the schools and the teachers and all your efforts as well, to give these students that opportunity. And the scholarship will hopefully go a long way for you as well. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
I'm still get a picture. Awesome.
Thank you,
Al, the
Mr.
photographer.
Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge our volunteers because, as you know, you're only as good as the folks you surround yourself with, and our program is the same. We have outstanding volunteers, and our chair is Brooke Nunn. She is the events coordinator for the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce, and she does everything. She prepares the program, she prepares the agenda, she prepares the sponsor sheets for the thank you notes, and coordinates the scholarships and all kinds of things. So I have to tell you, without Brooke, it would be very difficult to run this program. She is fabulous. So Lori, please be sure to let Brooke know how much we appreciate her. Thank you. And Jerry Selway, she is our gift bag coordinator, and she also helps me administrate the scholarships once our students are selected. So Jerry Selway with Pacific Western Bank, so thank you very much. She works very hard for our program. And Laura Boss, she is with the Temecula Valley Unified School District, and she coordinates and manages our publicity, and she takes pictures and copious notes throughout the program and sends it off to all of our various media representatives, and so we thank you for all of your hard work. Appreciate you. And Dan Stake with Alta Pacific Bank. And Dan has been with us for many years, and he is our fabulous greeter with a great smile. And so we appreciate you, Dan. Thank you very much. And many of you may know Marcia McDonald. She just left. She's running back up to Alaska. Great place to run to, right? That's where her new little granddaughter is at. And she is just such a wonderful coordinator and helps me in so many ways, and also is at the breakfast in the mornings as well. So we appreciate Marcia very much. She actually retired from the Temecula Valley Unified School District, and then, they just missed her so much that she's back. So, that's what happens when you have these great organizations with great people. So I'd like to introduce our breakfast sponsors to you, and you all have a program. And if you open the program, you're going to be able to see that we have a variety of sponsors, from breakfast sponsorships, sponsors, scholarship sponsors, gift sponsors, and our dignitaries, and they're all listed here. And I like to introduce those that are actually here this morning so you can meet them. It's always important for all of our students and families to know who these great folks are. And we have Altura Credit Union. And did Derek or Yvette walk in yet? I know they were planning on being here. They'll probably be here shortly. From Azusa Pacific University, Gloria Woolnick. So Miss Gloria is right here. And Gloria has been with APU for years. I've been working with her. And she is now here taking the place of our dear friend Rachel Jacobs, who just recently retired. So we wish her the best, and we welcome you. So thank you very much. And with Cal State San Marcos University, Donna San Miguel. So Miss Donna, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. And Andrew Davies with Davies Financial Advisors. So thank you very much, and Andrew. And he has a special little story because he's part of our program. His daughter was honored several years ago, and he's now part of our Temecula and Marietta program. So we appreciate you joining us. Thank you. We also have with us this morning Catherine Pepe, and Catherine is with Loma Linda University Medical Center. She also has the Temecula Olive Oil Company, so thank you for your participation, Catherine. And the Medline Foundation, and you may know them formally as PHS. And we have a dear friend of our community in our valley, Jim Rose, and so we appreciate you being here. And just found out that Jim's daughter, is it daughter or son? Son is at University of Alabama. Roll Tide Roll. I went to school there. Yes. I can say though I was there when Bear Bryant walked on water. We actually had pictures of him walking on water. That was before the digital age too. So that was pretty cool. I won't tell you that it was in '73. Anyway. So Mount San Jacinto College, we have Mary Lou Dillard and Jared Davis. So thank you all for coming. I think, Jared, this is your first time. And Mary Lou, you were at Paris's program yesterday morning, so we welcome you. And you've met Jerry Selway with Pacific Western Bank, so she wears a few hats, so thank you very much. And also we have Lisa Locke. Is Lisa here with the Rotary Club of Temecula? Don't see her. Are there any other Rotarians from Temecula? Miss Debbie, okay, yay, thank you very much. And we also have, Western Municipal Water District. I think Rachel McGuire, always promoting water conservation. And then, of course, Lori Marufo with Work Logic HR. So, Lori, thank you. We appreciate all of our breakfast sponsors. We believe in sharing the good news, so we even have media sponsors. And back here you will see Stephen Ashby behind the camera with Group 1 Production. And so he drives all the way over the Ortega Highway to get to us to take our video. And it is edited and then aired on Time Warner Cable Television, so we're excited about that. We also have supporting our media is CR&R, Environmental Services, with Nicole Moore. So thank you, Nicole. You've been with us for years. Thank you very much. As well as the City of Temecula, and our Mayor Marion Edwards also supports our program, so thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our scholarship sponsors, and this is huge because parents, this is really important. Our scholarship, we actually have 8 schools in our program, and we rotate 2 of the smaller schools every other month. So Rancho Christian School and Temecula Preparatory will be coming next month, so they rotate every other month. So every school has a scholarship recipient at the end of the year, and we call that our Student of the Year breakfast. And so every student of the month has the opportunity to complete a competitive scholarship application that the chamber prepares. They select judges from the community, and then we come back for final breakfast. Last year's scholarship was right around $1,600 per student. This year we're starting out with $1,200, and I'm hoping we're going to increase that a little bit more. So we're excited about that. We have several of those sponsors here today. I'd like to introduce them to you. We have Ray Evans with Abbott. So thank you, Mr. Ray. We appreciate Abbott. And Alta Pacific Bank with Dan Stake. So Dan, thank you very much for being part of our scholarship program. And we also have Milgard Windows and Doors with Jean Perosio. So Miss Jean is right here. Thank you very much, Jean. We appreciate you. As well as the Medline Foundation, so Jim Rose, so thank you very much again for that sponsorship. And Mount San Jacinto College, Mary Lou Dillard and Jared Davis. Again, thank you, appreciate that. Jerry Selway with Pacific Western Bank, we appreciate your sponsorship, so thank you very much. As well as PKC Kubler Accounting Firm with Lori Ball and Nancy Meyer. So thank you, ladies, right over there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Rancho Springs Medical Center with Nicole Farman. So thank you, Nicole. We appreciate having you here. This is your first time, so we appreciate having you here. And I just realized that there was one gentleman that I did not introduce, Al Rubio. Since I didn't introduce you under breakfast sponsors, you need to stand so we can introduce you from DCH, yes. And I have to tell you, I have a pretty mean-looking Jeep that was on the Rubicon Trail last summer because of your place.
Good. Hopefully not just direct into it.
You don't want to see the sidebars? Yes, the rocks and the sidebars, they got married.
Both of my children received Student of the Month back at the beginning,
Yes,
and they're both very successful, and my daughter's going to be getting her master's degree in the next couple of
awesome.
months. And, part of making a great education.
This is a testament to our program, so thank you so much for sharing. And actually, we have a lot of our sponsors because students, their sons or daughters were honored, and so it really is fun to see how it just goes year after year, and so we appreciate, thank you very much for that. I'd like to let you know that we have Student of the Year gift sponsors, and we have some of those with us as well, too. We have Chick-fil-A, and we have Tara Gravino, and it's our Chick-fil-A in Temecula, so thank you very much. And we also have Costco of Temecula. CRNR Nicole Moore provides a special gift for us, as well as the Promenade in Temecula with a wonderful gift card. And Jeff Kurtz, who is the general manager of the Promenade, is here. Jeff, where are you at? Right there, Mr. Jeff, so thank you. We appreciate you. I'd also now like to introduce our dignitaries. They're going to take just a few seconds to be able to give their congratulations to you. And we're going to have them come over on this side over here, and we'll line up in the order that I call you, and then you can just come and share your congratulations. Your certificates are just on the table here, so you can pick those up and show them off as well. And I don't believe our City of Temecula representative is here today, but I know our mayor, and I can say we have something in common because I live in the first home she built in Temecula. She liked it so well, she built it again in another part of Temecula, so we live in the same home. So it's really kind of fun. So I can say on behalf of Marion Edwards, I know that the city definitely congratulates you for your hard work. From Senator Jeff Stone's office, we have Debbie Herrera. From Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, Samantha Stillwell. From Assemblywoman Marie Waldron, Christy McDougall. From our Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, you'll be receiving a certificate. And we will conclude remarks with Temecula Valley School District, our Superintendent, Mr. Tim Ritter. And so I don't think I missed anybody, so Miss Debbie, you're up.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Debbie Herrera here on behalf of Senator Jeff Stone's office. He would love to be here, but they're up at the Capitol right now. This is their last week in session where all the bad bills are going to come out and hit everybody. But anyway, so he would love to be here, but he's not, so we are. Congratulations to all the students that you're nominated and won. You guys are the first ones this year, so it's very exciting. It's my favorite way to start a morning as a Student of the Month program. We have Nicole here, who it's her first time, and I was explaining to her how exciting this is, and I can't wait for her to see how exciting that you have a principal, a teacher, and your parents come support you. And you don't see that in a lot of events, so it's really exciting. And Mary, your daughter is going to be. So anyway, very exciting. Real quick, I want to announce, and I'll be passing these out to the principals and teachers and the students. Senator Stone every year does a competition called There Ought to Be a Law. It's open to every high school student, not just seniors, but every high school student. And our district goes from Corona to Temecula to Blythe, to the Arizona border. So we have 960,000 constituents that we're responsible for, so you can imagine how many high school students there. And what he's looking for, in the last 2 years, the desert has won. I would love to see somebody from Southwest, Temecula, Marietta, win. But what it is you, as a high school student, propose a law that you would like to see. Whatever the subject matter is. If there's something that you don't like and you'd like to see it become a law, propose it, enter it into our contest. Hopefully you'll get chosen. He flies the student and the parent out to Sacramento, where your bill will go through the process. You'll go through the different committees and you'll see how laws are enacted should it get passed. So I would love to see someone local win. I'll be passing out these yellow papers so you kids can see it and the parents can pass it on. The principals and teachers, that would be great. And he is here to present a certificate that every student will have in their wonderful backpack with awesome gifts in there as well. And congratulations and good luck.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Samantha. I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and We also have a fun certificate for you guys. You'll have lots of certificates by the end of this morning. They're great. You get to display them. But I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you students. I know how hard it is to all of those sleepless nights trying to get in all that homework, the papers, study for the tests. It's hard, but I encourage you to continue with the similar effort and strength that you guys have. Keep going. As you go on through college, continue and remember what your work ethic that got you through high school was like, and then continue it on even after college as you go into the workforce or whatever force it may be that you're going into, and continue even if you keep going on with school or if you go straight to work. I encourage you to continue with everything that you've done because you're doing a great job. So congratulations.
Well, good morning. My name is Christy McDougall. I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Marie Waldron. We also have a certificate for you. And I would just like to say again, congratulations to all the students. It's kind of special. You're the first ones chosen for the year, so it means when the teachers were asked who to sponsor, they immediately thought of you, so take a little pride in that. And also, one more year left of high school. It's tough. You can get through it, I promise. College is better. College is better. And you've already proven you guys are the kids that you know yourselves, you know your goals, you know what you want to do. Parents trust them. They know what they're doing. They're here. So congratulations, and we're looking forward to what you guys do next. Thank you.
Good morning again. I'm Tim Ritter, and I'm honored to serve this community as the superintendent of Temecula Valley Unified School District. I just wonder, because students, I don't know your perspective coming into this, and just out of curiosity, and you don't have to shout out an answer, but did you guys realize that this was this big of a deal? I mean, is the secret out after 26 years that when you're coming to this, it's just not about a bumper sticker, it's really about recognition of who you are and what you bring to your school community. And for many of you, it expands beyond the fence lines of your schools. You go beyond that. You're doing things in the community, within the country, and many of you may even have stories about the contributions you make outside our borders. But before I get into recognizing the 6 of you that are here today, I do want to say that you also get a commemorative recognition certificate from Temecula Valley Unified. And if you become Student of the Year, you'll get another one that has a different word in it. It'll say year rather than month. But, and you should aspire to that. I do want to first start by thanking our community, the members within our community that put such a high regard on quality education, and more importantly than the education, the achievement. That you've taken time out of your schedule, that you've given of your resources to support these students today for their achievements and contributions. It speaks a lot to you and our community in terms of the value that we place on education, but it also is inspiring to these young individuals within this room who are just getting ready to transition to make greater contributions. So thank you so much for what you do. Students in this room are business owners, elected officials, your teachers, your parents have taken time off work, your administrators. It is a big deal. It is important that we celebrate. It is important that we recognize you, not only for what you do, but for who you are. I think it is critical that during this presentation today, and especially at the time when you're standing up here at the podium, I imagine that what's going through your head is, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? But kind of relax on that and just listen to the personal messages that are being delivered by your teachers, by your principal or administrator, by your parents, about you specifically, you as an individual. I want you to pay attention to why you are here. And it's easy to fall back on accomplishments. Many of you in this room today will have amazing GPAs. You're athletes, you're artists, you're leaders on your campus, and all of those are worth celebration, and they are a part of who you are and what you bring to the table. But I think it's more intimate than that. I think it's more intrinsic as to who you are and what you bring to your community that has set you apart. As was said right before I got here, you're the first. And you need to recognize that when your teachers and administrators began the process of saying, who is our student of the month, they had every senior to consider. And you are the one that they chose. So you need to understand how significant and important that is. I will tell you in April, I'm going to tell them that we saved the best for last, but today you are the first. So you need to accept that and recognize that. But the stories that will be told about you, please listen not just to the surface, not just to the achievements and the accomplishments, but listen to what people recognize about you as a contributor within your community. You're making a difference each and every day, not only for who you are, but for what you do and what you bring. And that's what's important. That's what sets you apart. That's why you're here. And those are such important gifts and talents that you possess. You need to take care of those and take those with you, those traits, those talents, those skills, those gifts that you have, because that's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you a difference maker, and that's what's so important. Congratulations.
We have the best superintendent. Thank you very much, Mr. Ritter. We appreciate that. I'd like for all of your eyes to go to this table right here. This is our gift table, and this is a little example of what all of our students will be receiving today. And so it is so much fun. Our program lists all of the goodies that are in there. I mean, you're going to probably put on a few pounds because there's quite a few restaurants in there. And so you might have to do a little extra jogging or walking. But you can see the bag is provided by Temecula Valley Hospital, and it's just loaded with obviously all the certificates from our dignitaries. And you've got goodies from Altura Credit Union, Bechet Enterprises, friends of mine that have Corner Bakery, Jack in the Box, and Denny's have gift certificates for you. Chick-fil-A has some more gift certificates for you as well from Tara Gravino, and Clear Blue Promotions. Jersey Mike's will be giving you certificates. You'll get to go to the Lake Elsinore Storm when their season starts back up, and you get like a box for 4, so that'll be a lot of fun. Richie's Royal American Diner, owned by my parents, have certificates for you. The Promenade has also another gift certificate for you. You get to go on a horseback ride to be fun. Get to come back to Sizzler. Temecula Olive Oil has a ranch tour, so you get to go visit an actual olive oil ranch. It's awesome. And of course, Which Superior Sandwiches. They've got a wonderful location by my parents' Richie's Diner in Temecula, and one in Marietta, so you can, go whichever location that you want. And Sandy Word is here, so Miss Sandy, please stand. We appreciate you. Great sandwiches. Thank you. And some other special gifts. You get to go to Texas Roadhouse, and you're going to have a lot of fun with the fun things in there. And in addition to that, and Jerry, maybe you can hand me the sponsor list. Is there one up here? Oh, it is. It's back here. Okay, great. So we believe in saying thank you. You notice all morning long we've been saying thank you. So you get to say thank you with special thank you note cards, all right? This is not a thank you via a text or an email. And these are donated by Robinson Printing. They've been donating these for years. And there's no excuse not to send one because you have a 2-page sheet. I mean, this looks actually kind of benign because if it was on a regular 8.5 by 11, it'd be 4 pages. Now it's only 2, okay? So you will get to send that out. And it's really nice when our sponsors get to receive a handwritten thank you note, and where you just actually thank them for what they provided, maybe a sentence or two of how you enjoyed the program or the impact it had on you. And we save these thank you notes. And so we just want to let you know that we hope you consider it an honor and a privilege and really a pleasure to write that many thank you notes. So we're excited about that. And now we're going to get to the part that you all have been waiting for, and that's our presentation of our students. And so the order that we're going to go in is the order of the program. We're going to begin with Chaparral High School, and we will conclude with Temecula Valley High School. And the way that it works is we have set aside about 5 minutes per student. And in that amount of time, it is going to be packed full of just very sincere and heartwarming information and really the story on the student. And we divide that time in the following way. Our principal has about a minute. Our students have approximately 2.5 minutes, and in your 2.5 minutes, they are going to share about the following. They're going to introduce their family and guests. They're going to share a little bit about their college and career goals and a little bit about their current life on campus. And then we want you to share on either one or more of the following questions. One is, what do you believe is your greatest contribution to your school, family, or community? Or what do you think is the most significant life lesson that you will take with you to college? Or how do you plan on giving back to our community or paying it forward? Or the final question is, share a personal story that demonstrates an obstacle that you've overcome. And when you start to share that part of your presentation today, you want to say an obstacle that I've overcome is, or the biggest life lesson I've learned is, and that way we know for sure you're answering the question, because I'm going to sit right over there kind of next to Cameron, and we're going to just make sure that we get all the information, because we definitely want to know where you're thinking about going to school. And principals, if you notice that maybe hasn't been addressed, just kind of nudge them a little bit up here, because we really love hearing from you. We enjoy hearing about your plans and your story, and we take it back with us, and it's just very exciting to even be able to share to others around us. And then after students you share, your teacher will have about a minute to share, and then the concluding speaker will be one family member. But the entire family is going to come forward. So the way that you're going to stand up here is the principal will be behind the podium, the teacher right here, the student right here, and then the family a little bit this way. And you're almost going to be in a little huddle, because as Stephen is videotaping, we want to make sure that everybody is being seen. The microphone goes up and it goes down, and so you want to make sure that it's not like here when you're speaking, because then we're only going to see maybe your forehead. We want to see all of you, so have it down here. Speak clearly into the microphone so we can all hear you. And with that, be sure you have a little dry corner of your napkin, because we do shed a few tears of joy. So we'll cry with you, we'll laugh with you. And I think someone put tissue on my desk or my little table over there, because I use a lot. I'm going to leave this program up here so principals, you'll know who you'll be introducing. And with that, let's start out with Nicole Deas with Chaparral High School.
Is that right? Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I wanted to take a moment before I introduced our amazing student and again demonstrate our appreciation, especially on behalf of Chaparral High School, just for the opportunity that this provides not only our students but us as a reminder about why we do what we do every day. And last night, Chaparral High School had its back to school night, and just being there, observing the parents and the community and the energy that this community brings in its spirit is so incredible to me, not only as an administrator and educator, but also as a parent who is fortunate to have my children in this district. And so when we're here this morning celebrating, it's just a collective reminder of how all of us are working towards this common goal, and that's the success of our individuals that we're celebrating today and the future of our generations that we are providing opportunities for in the education that they receive here. I want to introduce to you an amazing individual, Michaela Renner. Michaela is a student that I've had the opportunity to know over the last couple years. And when we're choosing a student for Student of the Month, we want to find somebody who embraces one of our elements of pride, passion, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. And we're fortunate today because Michaela embraces all of those elements, all 5 of them. There is not one that she is less or greater versed in. And Michaela, just to tell a little bit about that, last year, working in our ROTC unit has been an incredible leader and assistant to me. Just last year, I can think of any event where we had our cadets who very gracefully and graciously help us out in so many capacities. Every time I was ready to give the directives of what the evening was going to look like, I would turn around and Michaela would be standing right there front and center, saying, "Yes, we are here to serve you, Mrs. Deus. What can we do?" And then after I gave my direction, she would turn around to her colleagues and say, "Okay, guys, this is what we're doing. We're going to be there," and was the last person there at every event, but the first person to show up to make sure that she was fulfilling the goal and mission at whatever that event was that evening. And speaking of pride, I believe that the best leaders find a balance between pride and humility. And Michaela definitely does that. And she is a humble leader who wants to serve, and she builds up the pride in everybody else through her humility and is completely okay with everybody shining because of the work that she's doing behind the scenes. So it is my great honor to introduce Michaela Renner to the podium. Round of applause for Michaela.
Hello, my name is Michaela Renner. I am here today with my dad, mom, Senior Naval Science Instructor Lieutenant Colonel Bishop, and Principal Nicole Deus. After high school, I hope to go to college and graduate as a Marine Corps officer. As a NJROTC company commander, a student athlete, and an avid writer for our school publication, I have had to learn how to overcome self-doubt and continue pursuing my passions no matter what difficulties I am faced with. A positive attitude is one of the most important attributes that I have had to take with me, and I plan to continue in the whirlwind that is college life. It has really benefited me when faced with the chaotic schedule and the negativity that often accompanies difficult tasks. This is especially true in NJROTC, where I lead my peers in a daily classroom setting, and in different types of community events where color guards need to be organized and cadets need to be grouped together to help get certain tasks done effectively. The most rewarding part of contributing to my community has been through volunteer efforts with different veterans organizations that have really helped me to educate others about the best ways to support service members after all the sacrifices they have made for us. Through my internship with the Department of Defense, I am able to expand my impact to reservists and ensure the rights of various military personnel while they are deployed. It is something I am determined to continue throughout my life in an effort to pay back what I can to people who have sacrificed so much for the liberties I have today. I am determined to leave this world in a better place than I found it. I can and I will make a difference in this lifetime, but the foundation I have right now to really continue in this pursuit would not be possible without the incredible support system I have in my family. My parents are my anchor, and the adults at Chaparral who have given me a stepping stone for success are people I will not soon forget. Thank you to the sponsors for supporting this event today, and the City of Temecula for giving us a stage to be recognized.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the students of the month, their parents. I'd like to thank the sponsors who are supporting them, and thank you, Mrs. Myers, for inviting us to your wonderful event. I look forward to this every year. This is I started the Chaparral Junior ROTC program in 2000. I think that's when you students were being born, if I'm not mistaken, but it makes me feel old. But I teach leadership in Junior ROTC. That's what the program is all about. And I teach an economy of leadership styles. There is no one leadership style. There are many leadership styles. You have the General Patton, intimidating, wars are won by making the other bleep die for his country. Or you have a leadership style which I subscribe to mostly, which is the more calm, demeanored leadership style that my former boss, General James L. Day, a former Congressional Medal of Honor winner who fought in 3 wars, followed. Treating your men and women with compassion, leading from the front, and getting things done through people. One of my favorite leadership definitions came from General Dwight David Eisenhower, our 34th president. Leadership is getting things done through people because they want to get it done. And Michaela is the type of leader who you want to work for. And I see that every day in the way her cadets respond to her. She's not intimidating, but she leads from the front. She works harder than any cadet in this unit. And she's at all our events. And not only does she excel in ROTC, she's an excellent athlete, participating in our school's basketball program. She is an outstanding student with a A average and ranking in the top 10% of her class. And this afternoon, after our shortened day of school, I have the honor of interviewing her as her Blue and Gold officer for the United States Naval Academy. She's also applying for an ROTC scholarship. As you can tell by her speech, she's a very articulate young lady, and I think she has what it takes to be a Naval Academy midshipman. So I want to wish her the best of luck. I'm sure I'm going to give her an outstanding write-up because she deserves it. She's one of our best, and I'm honored to be her instructor.
Our family and friends are very proud of Michaela. She is a driven young lady with a bright future, and we are excited to watch that unfold for her. She has accomplished so much, but what really makes me proud is her kindness, determination, and her desire to serve her country. Thank you so much for honoring our daughter with this award and for recognizing all of these students for their hard work and dedication towards creating a better world for all of us.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to bring up and introduce Principal of Great Oak High School, Amy Ricken.
Well, I know how Sally likes us to get in tight. I'm Amy Ricken, the principal at Great Oak, and I really don't like following the flawless Nicole Deas. She sets the bar way too high for the principal intro. Small irony, though, Nicole and I used to teach English right next door to each other at Temecula Valley back in the day. And so it's always a pleasure to spend time, I think, with all of our colleagues when we get to see each other in this venue. Thank you to Sally and to all of our amazing sponsors for providing just such an amazing morning where we can just shine a very bright light on all of these tremendous young people who have impacted each of our campuses so fantastically. I would like to introduce Michelle Demers, who I had the pleasure, and I'm going to get a little nostalgic. This is my last group of students who I actually had in the classroom 4 years ago. So I've known Michelle since she was a freshman in my pre-AP English 9 class. And she came in just so bright-eyed and motivated and ready to take on Great Oak High School, all 3,300 students, and begin to leave her mark. And she has. I think we've heard it a couple times this morning in terms of the first student of the month is usually that, immediate buzzer. We picked Michelle, and we did, and it was kind of a slam dunk decision just in terms of similar traits to our first student of the month this morning. Michelle has all the intangible things. So we have the SPIRIT acronym at Great Oak High School, and of course she's a scholar. She's going to be in our cum laude society at the end of the year at graduation and vying for one of our top positions. She's applying to all the nation's best universities. She has integrity, she's reflective, she's collaborative as a teammate. both in the classroom and across the campus. But the intangibles of just her authenticity, her humility, she has an amazing ability to balance being one of the most credible, articulate contributors in a classroom with also the ability to finesse those less ambitious speakers, the quieter wallflower type students who they don't like to take the risk and put themselves out there. And Michelle can facilitate either small group discussion or an entire room of academic discussion. She can get that student who's a little more reluctant, she can get them to join. She can get them to, enter into a conversation and express their viewpoint. She has a patience. She's a natural born listener and leader. And so all those secret ingredients that we can't really teach our kids, she just wakes up every day and she has them. She brings them to every single class, and she has for 4 years. So there was no teacher email thread or, back and forth jockeying for who was going to be our first choice. She's our first choice. And so I'm so proud of Michelle and all that she's accomplished. And just like the rest of us in this room, we can't wait to see what amazing things she's going to accomplish. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Ricken. Good morning, dignitaries, administrators, sponsors, teachers, parents, and fellow students. As was previously stated, my name is Michelle Demers, and I'm currently a student at Great Oak High School. I'd like to begin by introducing my parents, Richard and Carrie Demers, and my guest teacher, Mrs. Stacy Moore. Without the support of these individuals, I believe that I would not be standing in front of you today. It is in my interactions with my parents and my teachers that I have discovered the immense value that I place on my passions in life, and why I find that a life without passion is not a life that I want to live. You see, when I was a child, I desperately wanted to be an art teacher because I loved painting and drawing, while I suppose I liked the idea of having my own classroom that I would be able to decorate. My parents never questioned my curious inclination, but rather ensured that I always had paint supplies to use and art classes to attend. Even when my passion for art slowly fizzled away, the support from my parents never disappeared. Instead, they encouraged me to find another passion that I would be willing to commit more time to, and they never said no when I asked to try something else. Throughout my childhood and into high school, my passions have brought my parents to countless singing lessons, debate tournaments, theater performances, archery competitions, and science and math events. Yes, I'm one of those students who has literally tried everything, but if I hadn't, I wouldn't have found what makes me want to get up in the morning and give every day my all. It is in these passions that I've realized that in every aspect of life, I always strive to be creative and I strive to learn, whether it be creating the scenes for an upcoming theater performance or learning about the pros and cons of the latest healthcare bill for debate. In this, I think I know why I once wanted to be an art teacher. Even at a young age, I wanted to create pieces of art for others to learn from, while I wanted also to learn about myself and the world around me by being a teacher. This is one of the most valuable lessons that I will no doubt continue to emphasize in my life as a college student. I know that it is important to find a passion in everything I do, because everything is an opportunity to learn and to create, and even if at first it seems too challenging to do so. Nowadays, my passion for the Great Oak High School Math Club and Science Olympiad is what truly leads me to pursue a career in medicine, in which I hope to attend a research-focused university where I can, one day, work toward discovering a cure for cancer. However, the multitude of passions that I've had in my life leads me to seek education where I can learn extensively about the arts and social sciences so that I can also better myself as an individual. I have been extremely blessed with the opportunity to have been taught by some of the most passionate and kind teachers, all of whom work to ensure that their students may begin to share their same passion as well. I've always considered myself to be a math and science student, but because of every single one of my teachers, I have learned to appreciate the complexity of life in every single subject area. Teachers like these are the reason why I continue to work with the children of my community, tutoring elementary students, coaching other archers, and mentoring younger debaters so that they too may find the passions that give them the energy to change their world. I find that the contribution to my community through my interactions with younger students is what has defined who I am as a student, a thinker, and a global citizen, and I take great pride in the work I do with these students. Lastly, I would like to greatly thank all of the sponsors for their constant encouragement of the hardworking and service-oriented students here today, for I believe that when a community comes together in the manner that we've observed today, it will never be impossible to create generations of passionate scholars that never forget the importance of giving back to their community.
I'll follow that. It's all right. My name is Stacy Moore. I teach history at Great Oak, but I am a graduate of Temecula Valley, so go Bears. I know.
Next, she's going to be breaking out the secret handshake they have here.
Michelle Demers may be superhuman. As a senior, her list of accomplishments surpasses what most students can, let alone will, do in 4 years of high school. Scholar, leader, and volunteer, all of these apply to Michelle. One of my favorite stories from IB history last year is the day Michelle spontaneously got out of her chair, tears in her eyes, said thank you, and gave me a hug. She makes everyone feel like we're part of a bigger team. As the NHS president this year, Michelle did an outstanding job coordinating the NHS banquet and leading the other officers. This demonstrates her ability to commit to a goal and connect with those around her. She does not shy away from honest communication, both with adults and her peers. She was well known in our class for the day that she called me out on assigning a reading that I didn't actually assign and then expected a quiz. It's obviously not fair, and she's the only one who spoke up. If this weren't impressive enough, Michelle is also a competitive archer. I'll just leave that right there. Ultimately, what stands out to me about Michelle is that while she's ranked number 4 in a class of about 800 students, a competitive athlete, and a peer leader, she's also incredibly kind and thoughtful. She gave my own children a holiday baking kit last year because she connected my classroom with her own home. Sorry, it's like something in my eye or like allergies or something, I don't know. She makes other students feel safe to ask questions and talk about both curriculum and life. I shared with her the story of my son and a yellow broom, the yellow broom serving as his motivation to walk at just 10 months old. Often, Michelle served as my yellow broom. It's allergies again. Sorry. I know. If I could get to 5th period, I knew that my passion for teaching and my belief in the good in humans would be reinforced with Michelle as my student. I'd be honored if my own daughter grows up to be like her. Thank you.
Gosh, why are you
Close up.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Okay, first, thank you to all the sponsors and all the students. Congratulations for being here today. Michelle, I'm not going to get through this either. Your accomplishments never cease to amaze us. You give 110% to everything you do, and clearly your teachers and administrators have noticed. So thank you for that. We're so proud of you for your success, your hard work, your perseverance, and congratulations for receiving this award today as well. We look forward to seeing what your future holds, and we'll be with you all along the way. We love you, and to infinity and beyond, girl. Thank you.
All right, and now we'd like to bring up Courtney Evans and Rancho Vista High School Student of the Month.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here and helping us honor our students. I'm excited to be here. I feel personally connected to the celebration. I am a graduate of Chaparral, and in 1996 or 7, somewhere in there, I was actually one of the students of the month. So it's an amazing opportunity to pass that on. It's even more amazing to pass it along by representing our alternative sites. Rancho Vista is our district's continuation high school. And the students at our site are some of the most amazing students that you will ever meet. All students overcome obstacles. Our students overcome obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And it's really amazing to watch them do it. But the way in which they do it is even more important. And I have this quote that I came across recently. It says, "A woe is me attitude is not acceptable." Matt Gomez is the exemplification of that quote. He came to us with a lot of classes missing, you might say, from Temecula Valley. And he got back on track, impressively so. He was that kid at the beginning of the school year that all of the teachers, when they came together to figure out who should be here, they decided it was him. And now he's on track to be a physician's assistant after he graduates. His attitude is just, well, you get to experience it in just a moment. But he really is that exemplification of the, nope, I'm not gonna do the woe is me attitude. So I'm excited to be here today to celebrate him and introduce him.
As Ms. Evans said, I'm Matthew Gomez, and I'd like to introduce my dad, William Gomez, and my teacher, Scott Risley, for pretty sure he was the one who nominated me. I would like to thank the host, Ms. Myers, and our distinguished guests, and especially my father for always being there for me. Back in my old school, Temecula Valley, I had good attendance, but I didn't take school very seriously. I spent too much time with my friends during and after school. I thought they were more important and didn't really care to do any homework. And once the bell rang, I was done, just didn't care about anything else. But before I started going to Rancho Vista, I thought it's just like any other school. And I wasn't too worried because I had my friends, or some friends, to be there. Then once I settled at Rancho, I realized it was like any regular school, just with fewer students and more of the teachers were hands-on. So if you ask a question, it get answered right away, and problems are solved right away. Now that I've been at Rancho Vista for more than a year, I take school seriously. I get to school on time every day. I hang out with friends outside of class. My assignments come first. I get all my work done and turned in on time. And I'm even involved with ASB. And after I graduate, I plan to go to community college and get my general education requirements out of the way. While I'm doing that, I hope I figure out what classes I'm best at to become a physician's assistant, and hopefully after the community college, go to a 4-year college.
At Rancho Vista, for Student of the Month, we have a criteria. Be like that. And Matt was our first choice this year. Mr. Consistent. He's a solid student, good A and B student. Wouldn't be here if he wasn't. But the thing that sets him apart is his character. And just 2 quick examples. Towards the end of August, comes in a Monday morning and says, "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "Boy, it's hot." And he says, "Yeah." I said, "Spent a lot of time in the pool. You?" He said, "We were digging up some sprinkler lines for one of my dad's properties." That's character. But more importantly, one day last year, he's hanging around the classroom before lunch, and I noticed he didn't have lunch, so I offered to loan him some money for lunch, and he says, "Well, do you have enough for another student?" He wouldn't take it until another student was cared for first. We have a lot of well-educated people in the news every day behaving badly. Character counts, and we need more people to be like that. Thank you, Matt.
I just want to thank everybody here. I didn't think it was going to be this big a deal, so I came unprepared for anything. But I just want to thank his teacher and the school that nominated him, and he deserves it. Thank you.
Now we'll have Catherine Boucher and her family and teacher come up. I get to stay up here for this one as well. And I'm also excited to be able to introduce Catherine. She has been one of my students while she's been in our virtual school program. And the thing that sticks out about her is actually not related to her academics at all, but she goes by Katie, and she spells that C-A-T-I-E, like I spell my daughter's name Katie, so she always sticks out in my mind. But like Mrs. Woods was saying, Mrs. Moore, like she was saying earlier, that she would be proud to have her to have her daughter turn out like the student she brought here today or nominated to be here today. I feel the same way about Catherine. She's a great student, great person, a very special person in our school that has really proven herself to be an independent learner. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with our program, we have an independent study program that has traditional independent study packet-based work. We also have an online program, which is students still come in and meet for face-to-face meetings. Students still become ASB presidents, things like that. However, they are really teaching themselves the information, the curriculum. We're just facilitating it for them as their teachers. So it's a definitely a different kind of setup, and it's one that takes a unique kind of student. So I'm excited to introduce and celebrate Catherine Boucher.
So this is my dad, David, my mom, Mary, and then my teacher, Mr. Valeris. I just wanted to take this time and kind of talk about like a personal story and how that was kind of the foundation for a couple of the life lessons that I've learned. So growing up, my parents and I were always really involved in the community and helping others, whether that was bringing necessities to an orphanage in Mexico or being a peer buddy in a special needs swim program, or buying Christmas presents for foster children every year, or volunteering at my mom's autism center when I was younger. I was constantly immersed in an altruistic environment. This foundation has given me a deep understanding of how powerful compassion is. As a young adult, I've come to realize that compassion doesn't always have to be a grandiose gesture. It can be something as simple as saying a kind word, or noticing that somebody's having a bad day, or just being a friendly face in a crowded room on the first day of school. I've been able to see firsthand the impacts that acts of kindness have on people and their state of mind. Sometimes, however, compassion requires standing up in the face of adversity, being a voice for the voiceless, and being a friend to the friendless. Personally, I believe it is our duty as human beings to create a world that works for everyone. To do this, we must guard the planet that we live on, protect the animals that we share it with, and love everyone, even the unlovable. As I head off to college, I will take this deep conviction with me. My goal is to take this compassion and use it to rehabilitate injured wildlife, as well as inspire others to find their own way to show compassion in the world. As Eleanor Roosevelt put it, it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. People spend so much time complaining about the ills of the world, cursing the darkness, but I found that it's actually easier just to stand up and do something about it. I want to go to sleep every night knowing that I made a meaningful difference. I want to thank Mr. Valeris for recognizing me, Mrs. Myers, and all of our sponsors here today for making this possible and for supporting the youth in our community. I am deeply honored and grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
I hate to say Catherine wasn't our first choice this year. She actually was our first choice last year, but we couldn't nominate her until this year. This kid is amazing. I could talk about her academics, her ASB president, her college classes, all her volunteer stuff. But when I thought of Catherine, the first thing I thought of was, as a teacher, especially in a program as young as ours, when we develop curriculum, we develop samples of student work that range from mediocre to what we consider to be the best work. So we have all that on file, and then Catherine turns in work, and we look at what I wrote as the best work for this class, and I have to throw it away because it isn't good enough anymore. She set the bar so high in so many of our classes, it's amazing. And it made me realize that what makes Catherine truly unique is her intrinsic motivation to be the best at everything she does. It's nothing that I did, probably something they did, but who knows? Because all I see is her on a daily basis coming in and saying, you wanted this, but this is what I have for you. And it really inspires me on a daily basis to reach a little higher myself. That's why Catherine's here today, and thank you.
I feel like I could use a few more inches right now. The bane of my existence. Well, good morning. I'm Mary Mulway, and I was blessed to be this kiddo's mom. I don't know why the universe chose me, but yay! So last few days, I was thinking about what to say about her. Like, how do you sum up the totality of a person in 60 seconds? And then I was driving to work yesterday at the school where I teach, and the word came to me: fierce. This one came rolling into the universe in a 2-hour labor. She never really walked. She marched, from crawling to marching. And on more than one occasion, as an infant, an adult would say to me, "Can you quit making her look at me?" Because her blue-eyed, intense gaze was a little too much, even as a baby. At 3 years old, I used to say to you, "Katie, you're such a funny bunny." And she would look without skipping a beat. "I am not a funny bunny. I am a Katie princess." And she meant it. And as she's grown, her ferocity has only grown and diversified. A lover of books, she's a voracious reader. She's fiercely dedicated to her studies and acquisition of knowledge, as Mr. Bolaris referred to. She's a fierce advocate for kindness and integrity. She loves deeply, whether it's her friends, her family, or a stray dog on the street, mostly stray dogs. It's a fierce love. She's fiercely devoted to social justice and equity for all. So whatever Katie does, it's fierce, and I have no doubt that she'll make her indelible mark on this world because she's already begun. So thank you to Mr. Bolaris for recognizing her. Thank you, Sally Myers, for your long-term commitment to our community, and to all of our sponsors for your investment in our youth. And I think Oregon State University should buckle up because they have no idea what's about to roll into town. Thank you.
All right, and now I get to introduce Miss Holly Wilson from Linwood Christian High School.
Come close. Good morning. First, sponsors, thank you so much. As you can see, as administrators, we value this event. You have given us a platform to publicly recognize our students who make our campuses a wonderful place. So thank you. Thank you for your time and your dedication of resources to this event. Sally Myers, we need to say thank you to you. Thank you so much for your vision and for being the energizing bunny that makes all this happen for 26 years. So we just need to say thank you. Thank you, Sally. I'm so excited for you to meet Nathan. I love Nathan. Last year, I had this thing all year that every time I saw him in our halls, I would yell, "Nathan!" And he'd yell, "Mrs. Wilson!" So I love Nathan. I think I love him most because he's my marker baby. He was born my very first year teaching at Linfield. So talk about feeling old. I have watched Nathan. Mr. Underwood, Brett Underwood, and I taught middle school together, and he is our middle school principal. So this feels like family for me. Nathan is remarkable. First off, he's a Dodger fan, so that makes us really, really close. But as all schools, we were at orientation week, all of the teachers in a room, and Mrs. Schwankel actually does oversee our Student of the Month elections. And she came to our faculty and said, "Nathan Underwood." Everyone said yes. And you wonder, I think, for those of you who aren't around a school, how is a student nominated before school even starts? It's because they are there all summer. They are there making a difference their junior year but then they're here in the summertime making sure everything is ready for our student body. A short snippet into who Nathan is. First day of school. You can imagine how stressful that is for new students. And a young lady was sitting at a table by herself outside, and Nathan went into a classroom, gathered his friends, and said, "There's somebody who's all by themselves. Come on, let's go meet her." And he took all his friends and sat for 2 days with that student to make sure that student felt included. And that's just who Nathan is. He is a young man of character. He's kind, he's compassionate, he's brilliant. He has a great sense of humor. So it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce Linfield's Student of the Month, Nathan Underwood.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nathan. I'd like to say thank you to the sponsors and dignitaries at this event. I'd also like to introduce my mother, Maggie, my father, Brett, and the amazing biology teacher, Mrs. Schwankel. At Linfield, I have played on the baseball team for 4 years, or I'm going to be playing this year, and I've also been involved in the band. But I think one of my greatest contributions is I love building the community at Linfield. There's a couple ways I've done this. I'm involved in ASB. I'm super involved in ASB, so that's a blast. I'm also involved in LINK, which is our new student orientation program. So kind of like Mrs. Wilson said, I really enjoy getting to meet new students and making them feel welcomed and part of that community aspect. And then I'm also really involved in our student ambassador program. And I really enjoy that because I have the opportunity to bring new prospective families and give them a tour of Linfield and kind of give them a firsthand glimpse into what our community is about. I like that so much that I'm considering at whatever four-year university I attend to help the admissions staff there in giving campus tours. Thank you.
Where do you want to go to school?
I'm currently planning on attending a four-year university here on the West Coast, and I'm deciding between studying architecture and business, and maybe a little bit of both.
This is an exciting day for me. Both of my children and my daughter-in-law were Student of the Month way back when. So as a teacher, it's gratifying. As a parent, even more gratifying. So congratulations to all of you parents. Give yourselves a pat on the back. This is awesome that you get to celebrate your child this way. And congratulations to the students. This is Gush on Nathan Day for me. Since Nathan stepped into my classroom as a freshman, I knew this boy was special. He came in very quietly. You can tell this is not a person who ever needs accolades for anything. As most of our Students of the Month here, these are kids who just do it because it's the right thing to do. It's because who they are, because it's part of their heart and their character. And that's who Nathan is. His freshman year and his class was assigned to me. I was given the charge of being their advisor and kind of get the class going and get class spirit and build them together, go through the homecoming events and all of that. And that year, Nathan had not applied to ASB because he wanted to concentrate as a freshman on his studies. But it was very clear within the first few class meetings that while the president was doing things and the vice president was doing things and everybody who had a title, it was really Nathan who was making everything happen. Nathan was going behind going, we ought to do this. Have we thought about that? This would be a good idea. What do you guys think? And he's just one of those people who makes things happen without anybody really noticing what he's doing. That's just who he is. He doesn't need accolades. He doesn't need anyone saying, good job. He just does it because it's the right thing to do. And this concept of community is a part of who he is. He has always made the kids who feel the least accepted or the least part of something become part of it. He just seeks these kids out and finds a way to just incorporate them into everybody. And it's just not something he thinks about doing. He just does it. It's just who he is. So I've gotten to know him as a teacher, but for the last several years I've been the class advisor. And just watching Nathan grow through all of this, I'm so excited to see what he's going to do when he goes off to college. When we did the voting this year, like I said, I walked in and said, okay, Nathan Underwood, everybody, what do you think? unanimous. Every faculty was like, yeah, that's who we want for the first kid. So like all of you other first choices, this is something super special because that means you were chosen years before. Like we knew you were coming and we couldn't wait till you got to senior year so we could do this. And that's how we feel about Nathan. Most of the teachers we look and go, gosh, I wish I could have been that kid in high school. Surely wasn't me, but Nathan's special. And I can go on a whole bunch of things about his academics, but I won't. Mostly what I want to say is, Nathan, don't let this go to your head, dude. You are awesome, but continue being who you are, doing what you do, the way you do it, and the world will be a better place. Thank you.
It's amazing being a parent. Obviously, I think all of us who are parents, we watch our kids grow up and wonder, what are they going to be? What are they going to do? How are they going to do it? And direct them towards what they should not do. Different ways of thinking about things before they realize they need to think differently. And I can say without hesitation that even up until the craziness of junior year last year, looking at our son and being concerned about classes that he took and things that he did and trying to still direct. And it was this summer going into senior year when I realized that he's got it. He's got it all. And mostly because I look back at the things that he's done and just who he is, really, maybe more than the things that he's done, and realize that he's always put himself in places where he is behind. And by that I mean putting others in front, lifting each other, or others, I should say, lifting them up. He just gives and gives and gives, but he will graduate probably with the minimum amount of community service hours necessary. And that's only because he doesn't care about the hours. They don't mean anything to him. He just chooses to give. And he's been in situations where he has chosen to take himself out of roles for the sake of somebody else being in that role. And these types of things and his success, where I realized this summer going into this last year that it doesn't matter what he does after high school, it doesn't matter where he goes, that who he is going to simply come out in whatever that is. So all of a sudden now, senior year, his mom and I just have kind of a great piece about what comes next. So honored to be here. Thank you.
So now we have the privilege of introducing Alan Williams, principal of Temecula Valley High School. And our neighbor, we're good neighbors together, Linfield and Temecula Valley. So.
Well, we are neighbors and very good neighbors. In fact, the other day, Holly was, I was buried in my office or something. She had some business at our campus, and she just said, I couldn't leave without saying hello to you. And it just meant so much to me because I think one of the things that, Sally, that you've done is you've really brought us together. So when we step on our campuses, like, I'm all Bear. Like, that's what we do. But when we come here each month, we recognize real clearly we're all on the same team and we're all working for the same goals in our community. And it just makes me feel really part of something that's much bigger than myself, even though there's so much hustle on the high school campus. You know, part of my education, I actually had a professor, Dr. Ronald Youngblood, and he was an Old Testament scholar of the Bible. And if you actually look in the NIV Study Bible, you see his notes there. And he told us one time, and it's pertinent for our morning this morning, he says, I don't go to church to learn new information. I go there to be reminded. And I think that's what this event is that we all know kids. We've been in the business for a long time as administrators, but we go here and we really get reminded about what we do and most importantly, why we do it. And so with that, I want to introduce our student of the month, Gwen. And when we do it at Temecula Valley High School, we have similar processes. And then what I like to do, because I don't know a lot of students really, really well, I see a lot of students, and I know our staff members much better. But when I sat with Gwen, I just asked her a few questions about why she does what she does. and just to learn about her, because I can look at her transcript and she's taken every single rigorous course that we have. In fact, the courses are so rigorous she couldn't be in the advanced dance classes this year, although she's still part of the program with Mrs. Lewis, because she was taking all these AP and dual enrollment courses. And so I just asked her about what she does at high school, and she says she just really likes to help other students academically. And then she opened up a little bit more, and she said in those conversations, people start to tell me things about their life. And she said this to me, she said, everyone has an untold story. And I said, well, what do you do in those times with other students? And she says, I just do a lot of listening, and I'm very careful in what I say to them. And I just thought that was so wise from a student who's relatively still young, an emerging adult, of course, just about how she wants to listen. And she really sounded like she was quite a diplomat, but she did share that she wants to be a physician like her parents. Her mother had to leave here this morning because she was called away, but her father, David, is here. And I asked, well, where did you learn these skills? And she said, really from my parents, because they've always emphasized it's really important to listen to patients and hear from them, and you've got to learn from them as you diagnose them. So what a super student. I'm so proud that you're on our campus, and congratulations to Gwen.
Good morning. My name is Gwen, and today I brought with me my dad, Herman, and my principal, Mr. Williams, and my dance teacher, Miss Lewis. So I guess I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I actually did not grow up in Temecula. I grew up in Massachusetts. And at the beginning of my 8th grade year, I was told that I was going to move to California. And, you know, the cliches of like, you're moving to a new high school, it's going to be so different, you're not going to be able to fit in. I was really nervous about how I was going to fit into this community and where is my place in the school. But I was really surprised when I came to Temecula Valley of how easy it was for me to fit in with the community. I was really surprised about how easy it was for me to interact with other students, and how my teachers and how wonderful they were. And I didn't think it was that hard at all, actually, to change to a different school in the middle of puberty was difficult. So moving to a new high school in the middle of academics is very hard, but it has taught me about change. Change, you go through it with life every day, whether it be changing a new job, moving to a new place, or other things that I can't really name right now. But in life, you always have to be ready to be flexible and to adapt to new environments, to new people, and things that are going on with life. So it has taught me that I have to be able to listen to other people. I have to be understanding of other people's differences and different opinions, and I have to be ready to be adaptable to any new environments that I may encounter. And so, with learning about change and how to adapt to that, my goal for after high school, is to go into medicine, as Mr. Williams stated earlier. And I think it's a great way for me to contribute to society and to give back to people who may not be as fortunate as I am with their health, and to interact with other people and their families and who are going through hard times in life. And I think that, like, also what Mr. Williams said that I learned from my parents is that it's very important to understand other people and just listen to what they have to say. And I think it's really important that you take back from other people and you take from what other people can give to you. And so that's me. I just want to say thank you to all the sponsors for encouraging students to be their best selves. And thank you to my teachers and all of my friends and family for encouraging me to be my best self.
Good morning. I'm Anastasia Lewis. I'm pulling up my notes. But first, I want to thank everyone here. Like Mr. Williams kind of mentioned, I think I can speak for all the educators in the room when I say thank you to the parents and the students for reminding us why we do what we do, why we got into education in the first place, because it's really about these kids. I also am going to admit that I'm a crier, so I apologize in advance. I used to be able to use the excuse of, being pregnant or having a baby, but now my baby's 18 months, so I can't use that excuse anymore. And I'm just honored to be here, and I'm excited to see so many former Bears and parents that I recognized. I met Mr. Gomez last night because I have his other son in my class, so that's really exciting. You're all talking about the first student, and Gwen was definitely my first student that came to mind. She's the first student that I nominated ever. She is the most amazing student that I have ever met in my 10 years as an educator, period. She is a senior now, obviously. She's gotten straight A's her entire high school career, which is something that I can't say for myself, something I didn't really care about for myself, honestly. So that's amazing. And like Mr. Williams said, she's taken all of our most difficult classes and gotten straight A's. It's incredible. I've known her since her sophomore year. That's when I started at Temecula Valley, when I took over the dance program. And even as a sophomore, she set herself apart, and then more so as a junior and now as a senior. Last year, she served as one of the team's dance captains, and she, even though she wasn't able to be in the class period that year either, she still did a phenomenal job leading the other students and being there for the other students as much as she possibly could. And this year, she is the captain of special events, which means she has to organize. I think she didn't realize when she volunteered for this that she has to organize, make sure everybody knows all the costumes that they have to wear. She has to make sure music is ready to go, make sure that everybody knows exactly where they need to be, when they need to be there, on top of everything else that she does. It's amazing. And, she uses all of her free time, right? Like, these kids don't really have free time, but she uses it, when we have a couple minutes downtime, she's measuring the girls' heads to make their homecoming crowns for them, just doing everything she can in every minute that she has. The team that she's on is Vitality. It's one of the advanced dance teams, and it's an all-girl dance team. As the dance teacher, you can imagine I work with a lot of girls. I have about 180 students, and about 170 of them are girls. Yeah. As you can imagine, I hear a lot of stuff about a lot of people. Yeah. And a lot of times it's not positive stuff, right? I hear like, so-and-so's being so rude to me, or so-and-so's mad at me and I didn't even do anything, or, so-and-so and this other person are in a fight because so-and-so looked at her boyfriend, or, whatever. Yeah, right? Despite all of this, I've never heard a single negative thing about Gwen, ever. I have heard a lot of positive things. All the other girls look up to her. They see her as a friend and as a role model. When I told them that I was going to be here today, when I was going to be out of the classroom, which I know is difficult for all the teachers and administrators in the room, they just started clapping. They started applauding her. And she wasn't even there because she can't be in the class right now because she's taken 1 million AP classes. But they started clapping for her. And then they started nodding to themselves and being like, oh yeah, Gwen's the smartest person on campus, or Gwen's the nicest person I know. They just love her. And it's amazing. And aside from being an amazing dancer. She devotes numerous hours to her studio outside of school. She teaches little kids. She volunteers at one of the hospitals. She's just always doing something. And I think I'm actually, when I first saw the schedule and I realized we were last, I was like, oh man, we're last. But it's been a blessing because I've been able to hear about all these other amazing students, and I realize that they're all unique and totally deserving of this award in their own individual ways. And I've noticed this common thread that all of them go above and beyond and really exemplify what it means to be an outstanding human being. So thank you. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, her parents.
Thank you all for being here. Congratulations to all the students for your successes and accomplishments. And thank you to all the sponsors for providing the opportunity and the platform for this to happen. It's, we're so proud of you, Gwen. As her parents, we've always recognized that she had talent and ability, but making the best of that doesn't come without dedication and hard work. And, we have to be appreciative of the opportunities that we have in life. Life is full of opportunities, but as Thomas Edison once said, opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. One of the things that we've always tried to instill in our children is just do your best. Everybody has a gift and talent. Some people a lot, some people different, but everybody has a special talent and ability. And if you do the best in pursuing that, and you pursue it with passion, you can do no wrong. And that's what we've been so proud of with Gwenny. And she pursues everything in life with passion. It's what she does in dance. She devotes hours and hours outside of her academics to dance. In her free time this past summer, she auditioned for and was accepted into a professional ballet academy outside of Moscow, and we sent her to Russia for a month to train with the pros. And she spent a month in Russia learning ballet and in Russian. And it's defined the fabric of how she does things. But I think what really sets her apart is her sense of quiet confidence, leadership by example, and most of all, recognizing that that the reward in all this comes from helping those around her. It's what she does on her dance team, and it's how she leads. She leads by example. She helps those around her. She helps elevate everybody by helping them recognize their special talent and ability and how they can all contribute to the team. It is, what we value in her educators, and thank you all for providing her these opportunities and helping her along with the rest of the children in our community fulfill their talent and potential. And Gwenny, we just want to say, we're so proud of you, of what you've done, and we're just looking forward to seeing what you'll accomplish in the future and touching the lives of those around you. So thank you all.
Calling back up our hostess extraordinaire, Sally Myers.
That was incredible. I absolutely loved it. I take copious notes of all the students because I'm in the half-century club and I can't remember everything. But I remember how good I feel about everything that you all have to say. And I like to share at the end a little bit about each of the students, that just some special little words that I picked up from each one of you. And so I'm going to ask Michaela to please stand. Michaela, I'm so proud of you being in JROTC. And I particularly enjoyed the fact that you talk about overcoming self-doubt and your positive attitude and how you like to make a difference. And I see, here you are in this wonderful uniform, just looking so polished, and being that you're a humble servant leader and how you want to support veterans. And that means an awful lot to me. And just a quick little story, if I may. When my children attended Linfield and my son went on the trip to Washington, D.C., and we were at one of the memorials, and there was a gentleman on our bus, and we hadn't even gotten off the bus, our group, yet. And I think it might have been World War II. And one of the men on our bus had his hat on, and there were some other men around the memorial, and this one man literally got off the bus, and he went like this off the bus to the other men, and they went like this. I mean, no, I didn't mean her. It was that powerful because of the connection that they had with one another, even though they didn't literally serve together in the same unit, but they served our country together for a cause. And when I look at you, it just bring tears to my eyes, that you have such admiration and respect for the men and women that have served in our country. And not everybody understands how important that is. And I think it's just awesome that you already are sharing that and being passionate about it at such a young age. And so congratulations to you, and I hope you get that Naval Academy. Congratulations. And I really hope I didn't hurt you because my hand stung when I did that. Okay, good. All right. Now, Michelle, you are one adorable young lady and a brilliant speaker. And I was taken by you by your love and admiration of your parents and just the great example that they have been to you. And I love the intangibles. I think that's a great way to describe a person that loves to contribute, that loves to encourage, be a contributor and encourager to others. I love those secret ingredients because as the owner of Sizzler, I always talk about secret spices, and things like that. But when you have secret ingredients as your attributes, I think that's really quite incredible. And I love that you like to create and learn, and you're a mentor to youth. And I know that you will be great in whatever field of medicine you pursue. So congratulations to you. Matthew. Stand up, sir. All right. I like the do, We're doing well. I love that. And what I like about you, what I love about you, is that you are an overcomer. And that is exciting. And, it's not always easy to come into a room and say, gosh, I've been maybe behind on credits or classes, and I've struggled. People don't always like to talk about that. But yet, you know what? It's amazing when you can take a weakness and turn it into the strength, right? And you've been able to do that, and you have such a sweet spirit about you. You seem like you're a very mild-mannered young man. I think you'll be a great physician's assistant, because of that. And that you have been acknowledged for your character and your sense of, there's no woe is me anymore, and wanting to really take your life and make the very best of it, and I know you're going to do that, and we look forward to hearing these great accomplishments from you. So I just want to encourage you, as everybody else does in this room, thank you for sharing very much. We appreciate you. Nathan. Oh, I missed. Well, I actually sort of did, but I would have thanked you very much. Catherine. You know, I know your mother a little bit. We shared the same hairdresser. So, Catherine, what I really admired about you is your compassion. And I love the fact that you love animals. There's something special about a person that has just a heart for animals. And just kind of a fun little thing, you will be very happy to hear that when I go on my walks, that I will pick up, and they're stray dogs many times, and I will make sure that I get them to their home. Whether I have to put them in my car, or I have to walk them a mile, or make a phone call, or whatever I have to do, and make sure that that little dog gets to where they're supposed to be. And the one time I had a dog so big it couldn't even fit in my front seat of my car, and I was hoping it would be nice to me, and it was. So anyway, so next time I'll have to find you, okay? And I love that you have such a awareness and discernment of others' needs. And John Maxwell many times talks about that our greatest area of discernment is in our greatest area of gifts and talents, because where we're most gifted and talented, then we obviously can discern more about that. And you have a real sense of that, and I appreciated that, and how you enjoy making that meaningful difference. And I love those words, fierce and ferocious. Yes, that is awesome. And so I know you're going to do great. What is, when you go to college and you want to be involved in like the wildlife and all the things, what is that actual topic?
Wildlife sciences.
Okay, good. So I put wildlife, so I'm halfway there. I just didn't have the word science. Yay! Okay, well, congratulations to you. Nathan, you're next. You just knew it, didn't you? Nathan, Linfield is an awesome school, and I love how one of the first words that was used to describe you was the word remarkable. And I love that smile and that suit and tie that you're wearing. And what I enjoyed hearing about you is that you love to build people up. And they talked about that sense of community that you have, but you do it with a quiet and a sweet and humble spirit. And my husband always talks about there are so many jobs that he likes to do, being in the restaurant business. You know, we love serving people. We love, obviously, all the business aspects of the restaurant, but you can't do everything. So you need to find good people around you to do those things that you love. And many times you do have to step back and let others grow. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do, because we all, being humans, we want to have accolades. But yet you seem to get your greatest satisfaction with others being able to grow and develop. And that's a wonderful attribute to have at such a young stage. Because of that, you're going to be very successful. And I know you want to go into architecture and business. Those are great. You can do them together. They really are wonderful. And so thank you for putting others first. And I know you'll be very, very successful. Congratulations to you. And Miss Gwen, you remind me of my best high school friend. And her name was Deborah Ishibashi. And she was just adorable, and your smile and everything, you're just so captivating and such poise, and she was the same way. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is like Deborah all over again. And just so cute and adorable. And I enjoy hearing you talk about knowing that everybody has a story, but yet everyone also has an untold story. And the fact that you have taken these amazing attributes of your family of being great listeners and being able to take and think and being thoughtful to those people as to maybe how you're going to respond, because once you get information, then many times you have a responsibility to do something with it, right? And in some cases, it might just be hugging a person. It might be maybe helping them get through something that you know that you have some gifts and talents to help them with, and just figuring out how you're going to put all that together. But then you talked about change and being adaptable and flexible, and two of my husband's favorite letters are C for the word change, because things are always changing, and U because it's all about you, it's not about me. And I liked that, and I love the fact that people talk about you being a great friend and a role model, and I know that you are going to be a great physician as well, just like your parents. I want to know where you're at, because I think we all need to come see you. So congratulations to you. Appreciate you. At the very end, I'd like to share a word from John Maxwell. He's a pastor, he's an author, a motivational speaker. And Annie, you're going to like this because you said something at the very end that I think you'll catch when he talks about, and the word is called maximum. So I want you to listen to this.
Kansas City, Missouri, who's a speaker and an author, asked me to speak on the word maximum. Well, I think all of us want to maximize our life. Because my last name is Maxwell, we've done a lot of kind of max type of writing, thinking, creating, branding with my name. But let me just tell you this. Highly successful people, they do their job, and then some. They add value to people, and then some. They give it their very best effort, and then some. They bring home the results, and then some. Now, do you notice that every time I finish the sentence, I have the phrase, and then some? In other words, what separates a person from average to above average? What separates minimum from maximum? I can tell you the words, and then some. So if you want to be a maximum person, do your job, and then some. And do it consistently for a long period of time, and you will reach that bar of excellence.
So, and then some. That's going the extra mile. You all are great examples of that. So thank you for sharing with us today. Thank you for all of our sponsors for being here and part of our program and making it so wonderful. And just to let you know that this year we are going to have a link on the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce website. It is listed on your program, and the video that Stephen is taking, as soon as he gets it edited, it will be sent to the Chamber of Commerce and I believe to the Temecula Valley Unified School District, and those will be placed on there so you can actually take a look at that Vimeo link and you can download it and you can share that with others. So with that concludes our program today. We're going to ask all the students to grab their bags, and we're going to go out front and take a picture. And I'd love for our first picture to be with all of our sponsors and dignitaries, and then we'll take a picture with the principals, and we'll do one with the parents, and of course with the students will always be in all those pictures. So with that, we'll go out front, and may God richly bless you today. Thank you.